Bones are amazing things. They hold us up. They support us. They make us strong. But bones have other uses. In the past, bones were thrown by diviners, seeking out the mysteries of the future. Now the bones are cubes, made of plastic or resin, but they still reveal things to us. As they fall from our fingers and rattle across the table, the story becomes clear. Welcome to Bone Throwers Theater, an RPG actual play podcast.
Welcome back to Bone Throwers Theater. I'm Ellie, playing Archi.
This is Jeff, playing Jerr Lan.
This is Jeremy, playing Julian, weapons designer, Illix.
This is Aaron, playing Sam Feluge.
This is Johnny, playing Chime North.
I'm Jordan, and I'm here to sort all your plans.
Plans. We come up with those sometimes.
We have any plans.
Oh, did you guys actually talk about stuff?
A little bit. Briefly.
We had ideas.
Nothing solidified.
Aaron has an idea.
Yes, Sam.
I think another way of combining powers that would probably be all three to tunnel.
Tunnel?
Yeah, like between like superheating the ground with water pressure and then like air forcing that, and we can actually bore a hole, like melt the ground and create a tunnel.
Back to the sewers!
Right. we know.
Straight into the sewers.
If I may point out, there's a lot of water treatment facilities and underground nuclear power plants and all that kind of stuff under the city.
Yeah. Well, that's fine.
We'll just blow them up.
No, not just that. We have someone who can see elementals within a certain range.
True.
So we will know if we're coming upon anywhere there is an elemental standing.
True. Yeah, but if you go right into a water tank or like a seismic stabilizer or, a nuclear power plant.
Right, but I imagine any of those places would have at least an elemental working.
Not in the immediate
Not in the tank itself, that's what he's saying.
Okay.
If you're going into the monitor room, yes. If you're going into the water reservoir, no.
Also, there probably has to be drainage somehow getting out of the city.
There does have to be.
Of some sort. Yeah.
Not necessarily. They can have 100% water
Reclamation.
Yes, that one.
Or we just risk it. If we blow up the city, we blow up the city.
I'm gonna risk it.
Or we could
just go right underneath
there
the
has
wall.
to be air vents.
There would have to be air vents.
Yeah, there would have to be air vents. I imagine there's probably one just at the very top of the dome.
But we don't want it. We can't. We probably could, and hope that we.
The dome.
Well, no, we just drop on a cushion of air.
All of us?
Yes. All of us.
That doesn't sound good.
Yes, go to the top of the dome, the very center, drop on the cushion air into the compound of the...
And it depends on how much you guys trust Sam and Shade to lower you all safely. It's like...
Jordan trusts both of you completely, 100%.
Aaron, yes. I trust you completely.
I don't even know about that far,
Alright. So, safest bet is find a unpopulated section of the dome and cut through it.
Yes.
I would think. A couple ways to do that. The listening
device.
And also coupled with the elemental detection.
I think the two of them together will be...
I wonder where the crack is.
That was pretty high.
The crack
Yeah, it was pretty high.
It went from the ground up. It went pretty high. The majority of the explosion was ground level.
And it was out down near the warehouse, and it's up against the dome. And so it was actually cordoned off.
Yeah. And with the chaos that's been going on in the city...
That's a good place to start.
That's what I'm thinking, is at least check it out.
It's probably not rebuilt.
Probably not.
And we'd be coming into that area first anyway.
And we knew there's sewer access there.
We do.
That's our approach vector. Anyway.
That's what I'm saying. That's
a good place to start looking.
Good place to start.
Here's a plan.
Alright, so we approach the southeast, which would be closest to the river anyway.
So, you come around the river, There's a lot of trees, hills, dense foliage that's cutting down your visibility. It's a lot of evergreen, a lot of snow-covered trees. Deciduous trees don't last very long this part of the world.
No.
So you see a lot of firs, a lot of pines, things that in our world would remind you of cheery holidays like Christmas. But in the distance, as you're getting closer,
I'm assuming we're also approaching like darkish. It's not like noon. We would wait until
Dusk.
dusk or night. Yeah, that's kind of my thought. Just want to make that clear.
okay.
Should leave without object.
I mean, I kind of assumed that people who have a walking darkness generator wouldn't be that concerned about.
Well, in case there's anybody like standing on top of the dome watching where we're walking, I would want it to be dark. Sneak up on the dome since we're trying to break into the dome. I would try to do it when it's dark out.
All right. Well, as you're approaching during the day, you can see a large column of smoke from a far distance away.
The dome's just on fire.
Consiglio's gone. We made the trip for nothing.
You see the Statue of Liberty head laying. So anyway,
The city's on fire. At least there's smoke coming out the top.
you can see a lot of smoke coming around the bend of the river.
Like how much smoke?
A lot.
Like the world is burning smoke, or like
Black smoke or like campfire smoke?
Black smoke, sustained. If you held up your hand,
Mm-hmm.
you could still see it on the outside edges of your hand.
those are big pole smoke.
Maybe it'll be chaos enough that we can just walk in.
Maybe.
You never know.
Like I said, knock on the front door.
Do we see any streams of people leaving?
No.
So I guess we're just gonna keep it. Are we gonna keep approaching?
Yeah, I mean, and Julian's got the sight, so he's watching out for the elementals.
So you guys come around the last curve. I'm assuming it's getting darker as you're approaching.
Mm-hmm.
Between you and the river, there is a regimented line of what looks like military-issue bivouac camps. Tanks, engines of war.
Parked along the river or just outside the dome?
Outside the dome, in between the dome and the river.
In between us and the dome?
Correct.
Let's go around them.
And also, you can see the smoke is clearly coming from a good eighth of the dome is missing.
Wow.
Starting from where the crack was.
That's awesome.
Oh, bundle up.
It's cold in there.
Yep. It's not going to get any warmer.
And you can tell that there are several recently imploded tenements.
Yeah, so Julian would be like, well, obviously stop the boat.
Can we see any markings on the tents, or is there a flag flying
Yeah.
Good call.
on the?
Leave them bell siren flag.
Go ahead and make a perception roll.
Oh,
9.
8.
14.
1.
You said you got a 12?
14.
14. You actually see the most. Like, Archie is busy tripping on whatever Archie found in the hold of the ship. I don't even
Which
know.
is interesting because I can see thermographic.
It is Consiglio Army, and you can see insignias of at least 3 different companies.
Oh, he also does have his rifle scope, so he's,
Yep.
So he's going to relay this information, saying, "This is the army, counting at least 3 different markings on the uniforms. Is there a way around this camp?"
Yeah, it's mostly focused on the open portion.
How close are they to the dome?
So they're not immediately at the dome. They're probably a good 150 meters back.
And they're facing the dome,
Correct.
keeping people in rather than out.
Correct.
So I'm assuming we all get out, tie off the boat so it doesn't go anywhere. Kind of stage ourselves in the tree line to discuss how to do this, right?
Maybe we set the bell on fire and send it go again. What distraction? We go around the other way.
Yeah.
I think that would heighten their awareness and look out for,
Weird things.
yes.
Like people coming into the city.
Right now it seems like they're focused on just keeping...
Since our
City
focus on the
contained.
city itself, then.
They're close enough to the wall, though, that it would be dicey to try and get in through the crack that's already there.
Yeah.
So, and I don't think would be beneficial to try and go through them Even with disguises.
Right.
Probably better
We
to
gotta go around.
Yeah.
So do we go around them to the north, or around them to the south?
I say we go north.
You would.
I would say north too.
Alright, north it is. You say north because...
Because the river passes to the south.
I was saying north because there's more land to the north to hide, whereas the south is pretty close to the shoreline.
Good point.
So how would you like to approach this? Would you like to be sneaky, fast? Would you like to
Both.
create a distraction?
Not yet.
Yeah, we're just staying pretty far back from them along the tree line, trying to skirt our way.
I would think any distraction, if we were to use one, would be at the moment that we are trying to get in,
Yeah.
not approach the dome.
We just figured out we could make rain. We could make like a big old storm. Make everybody like seeking cover.
Snow.
Snow. This area has not seen rain in...
Doesn't mean that we can't make it rain.
It would freeze before it got down.
So hail.
Which serves the purpose as well. They'll be seeking cover. Just saying, it would keep them from being on the lookout.
Yeah, I'm down for that idea.
Huge blizzard.
Yeah.
Decreased visibility.
Yeah.
You can give us all sight. I've already got it, but...
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I'll start by giving everybody sight. Does that need to be a roll for everybody?
We'll do a single roll for everybody, except for Jeremy, because he's already got it.
Good morning, I got it.
My goodness.
I'll take another one of those.
You probably will.
36.
Why are you looking at me like I'm going to give you something for rolling?
I'm liking this roll. Are you sure you don't want me to roll for everybody?
Correct.
Alright, so we all have infravision at this point.
Yes.
Then the three of us, we want to make a big blizzard?
Sure.
You need fire.
Oh yeah, because we want like a
Yeah, we want a full-on,
yeah, we want like full-on
lightning storm.
Oh yeah.
We want this to be terrible.
Like terrifying, like...
Yeah.
Now, would that be control element or create?
I would think control.
I would think control as well.
Conjure.
It would be alteration.
Alteration.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Aaron is going to have
I'm on fire! 23.
Oh. I thought you were going to get another one.
I started with 4 die.
36?
We should just start using them on every roll.
I got 19.
I think we can bring in a pretty solid storm.
It's okay.
The thunder and lightning is really impressive.
I mean, it's not a category 1 or anything like that, but it's okay. And I'm imagining you've broken the ice on the river, melted that down so that there's a good patch of river water open to draw out into the atmosphere. You're just dumping snow down on people. You take the air and you have a geyser of fire going up into the air, and you just erect it into the storm. And the collision of the snow and the hot air and the fire all combine together to create thunderclouds. So there's like these
Little twisters and
like
miniature blizzards just fall out of the sky and
Tear up their tents. And
just tents are flying everywhere. You can see one tank just get caught dead on by a wind devil, and it actually like picks up a tank. And yeah,
wow, y'all go really big storm.
awesome.
Right. So while that's going, we hightail it.
all right, everybody roll sneak. We'll start with that. Everybody roll sneak. Everybody involved in this catastrophic storm, because you're trying to keep up something while sneaking, go ahead and reduce your sneak by 1 die.
Ooh, I didn't sneak anyway, so.
I 1 die.
Yeah.
2.
2 in reflexes, but it's negative 1 die.
Oh. Use a point.
No.
Use
You
points.
use character points.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I should have used the hero point.
I am fucking on fire. 22.
13.
I got the same thing you did. Minus 20.
You're fine. You're fine.
10.
You're okay.
13.
Nice.
You're okay too.
Okay, so how many character points do I need to
used
use?
3.
You need to get at least a 10.
I used 3
okay.
character points.
Well, I have 2 right now. 5. 7.
3. Yeah! 3! Hooray!
I think I've rolled a 6 on my wild die in the past 4 or 5 rolls.
This is the first time today I've gotten 1 on wild.
I did 3 in a row, and then I rolled a 1. So
No, don't say that. I haven't been taking any notes.
You gotta take a note about the epic storm.
No, because I'm afraid if I
Epic
take notes at
storm.
this point, that's going to ruin my streak.
You sneak to the dome around the camp.
Yeah, initially we were planning on sneaking kind of like...
around, because we didn't think this distraction would be that big, but it seems like it's pretty big.
Right, I mean...
Can we just make it in? Well, as we approach, elementally, what do I see going on?
A lot of water elementals running around, earth elementals. They're like basically trying to hold everything down. You can see water elementals are icing things to the ground. Earth elementals have been are throwing up makeshift windbreaks around the tents and everything like that.
Okay, but approaching the dome.
Okay.
What do you see in the crack in the dome?
Like, is there like a...
Like, at the dome.
In the gap, you can see a guard, a sentry tower. It's about 3 stories high.
Julian, seeing that, is like, maybe this distraction is enough for us to go further down and create a smaller hole of our own to get through.
And you want to make a hole. You don't want to use one of the access hatches that you did to leave.
No, we want to make our own so that there's no guards.
There were guards at the access hatches.
Yeah.
So once we get to the dome, we would skirt around to the north and want to find a place where there is the least amount of elemental activity on the other side.
Okay.
Since Julian can see or sense those elementals.
Can you?
Yeah, that's a question. Can I?
I think you've been able to for a distance through walls before.
Through walls and stuff, yeah.
Through the dome wall, though?
Give me a perception roll.
The dome.
I mean, how thick is the dome here?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
11.
It's clear, we should be able
13.
to...
There is a lattice of platinum built into the dome.
To keep rogue elementals from getting through.
So elemental powers cannot see through the dome, is what you're saying.
Probably couldn't.
But is Julian's sight truly elemental? It's his innate ability.
Right.
It's only enhanced, but that elemental does not have to be continually aiding Julian.
Right, but I'm imagining that the platinum would block any
Visual.
elemental emanations through the dome.
All right.
If that makes sense.
Which means there's probably also pockets of argon in the dome.
Maybe.
Okay.
Would we be able to see that there's a mesh of platinum?
I don't think so.
You just wouldn't see
See
it.
anything through it, yeah.
I mean, in breaking through it, Julian might be able to tell because he's worked with it.
Okay. So then the other thing that we were talking about doing was creating a stethoscope using a thin membrane of water and a cone of air to amplify sounds from the other side of the dome. And so Jerr and I do that. Can we hear anything distinct on the immediate other side of the dome?
Go ahead and roll me control.
The control element again?
Yeah.
So the two of us?
Correct.
No!
Well, at least you have another 6.
15. My streak is broke.
Mine never started. 8.
Your part goes off okay.
Okay.
Yours does not.
So we're not able to hear anything on the other side.
Correct.
Can we tell that it didn't work?
No.
So we don't see anything and we don't hear anything.
You start cutting. Meaning, y'all start cutting. Because there's nothing out here that can cut through this.
I think that's largely an Archie thing.
You
Or
called?
you and Archie, I would think.
You rang?
For something to get hot enough.
Yeah. You know, like an oxygen torch.
Yeah.
There's also high pressure water knives.
There are.
So I figure we're not quite yet to the most eastern portion of the dome.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't want to go past one of the main entrances.
So we start cutting?
Archibald?
That is me. Yes, that is actually my name.
I think Ellie's dice work better than Jeff's.
What are you doing?
I'm cutting.
Yeah, you're firing.
Control element. You can have that.
Thanks.
You got enough of them. My goodness.
I'm down to 8. What do you mean?
You're down to 8.
No, I'm down to 7.
And you're back.
34.
26.
Fine. You did okay, champ. How large of a hole do you want to cut?
Enough for a person one at a time to get through.
2 foot by 5 foot.
Yeah, something like that.
Does Argon have a scent?
Does argon have a scent?
Odorless, tasteless, and colorless gas.
How do they know they have it?
It's like iodine powder.
So there's no way to tell.
Yeah, we're not without specialized equipment.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
So we cut something small enough that we can crawl through, more or less.
It's going to take a few hours.
Hours!
Oh
my gosh!
The dome's about 8 feet thick.
Woo! Superheated and then super cool
Like Earth.
Jerry should have recruited the soldier, brainwashed him, on our side.
Water. Brainwash.
You got it.
So, time passes, and we'll find out how much time passes after this break.
Hey there, my name's Anthony, and I run an actual play podcast called Deep Fried Dice, where we play role-playing games. On Deep Fried Dice, we like to explore our imaginations and tell strange stories in alternate worlds, funny fantasies, and sort of epic fiction. Twice a week, we play games using genres and systems on the less traveled side of role-playing in the hopes of showing off the flexibility this hobby can provide. If you like tabletop games, bad jokes, and hearing stories, then come listen to us at www.deepfrieddice.com.
Alright, and we're back. Who all is working on this project?
Well, they're heating it up, and I'm trying to cool it down real fast with the water, make it
brittle.
snow,
So our
to make it brittle to break it down
our 3
faster.
elementals are doing the break-in.
We're standing guard.
I don't know if there's anything that Julian or Chine could do.
Not for that part of it.
Chime, roll perception.
Just Chine?
Roll perception. You're taking
4.
I mean, Julian wouldn't just be sitting there.
Yeah, okay, you want to roll perception?
Yes, I do.
Please do. Oh! I'm taking everybody's 6s tonight.
I got a 10.
Oh, not too bad.
Our powers combined, we're still blind.
With your powers combined, you still get distracted.
He still has the sight, though.
Can't help that you guys didn't roll well.
You had one job.
And I failed at
I mean, if I need to, I will care.
it. Yeah, really. I only got 17 left.
So, some guards come by. Like a perimeter patrol is approaching you all.
How many?
4 from the north.
How dark is this section of wall, anyway?
Well, it was dark until you all started lighting it up with your acetylene torch.
Yeah, we didn't think about that part of it.
I did, right before Jordan started having people roll, when I was thinking I should have cast darkness in this area to cover up our lights.
Do it now.
Are you telling me to...
Yeah.
Yeah, because we can't darkness, they can't see us regardless.
Darkness.
Remember, remove a die.
He needs to remove it.
Because he's doing multiple actions at
that's
once.
true. That's, oh my gosh, that's a good roll.
30. 32, because I have +2 to all darkness casts.
You all should not be rooting for this.
No, we shouldn't! Because, again, it's going to make our job harder later.
I cast darkness.
What are you going to do about the noise?
You can just stop cutting.
Yeah.
I could also pull up a cushion of snow around us.
Ooh.
Be sure to take a die off.
Can I dampen the noise?
Yeah, sound barrier.
Alright, any of them methods? Or proxies?
Even Ron.
Odd.
Yes.
Yes, they are.
Well, do you want it? Or
I don't want them to be.
Okay, fine, no.
7.
You want to hold on to this for right now? So you probably can't get it back.
It's Jeff.
Oh, he nope. There's a 1 right there. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of
Yes, it is. He dropped 2 dice. He dropped 2 dice on the floor. That's a lot of ones.
That is a lot of ones. That's impressive. It's impressive to
Since
roll
dice
that
went
many
off the
ones.
table, go ahead and roll it again.
Hey!
That's a much better roll.
Put that back.
I don't think he should get back. Well, even if he did, I don't think he should because it's a reroll. A gracious reroll by the GM.
Got it.
Yeah, he got 33.
35, 6.
36?
Yeah.
What are you guys going to do about oxygen now?
Oh, it wasn't covering it. It just went up.
You're like,
I'm muffling
sound-
it.
Yeah.
Ah, gotcha.
And we're not going to be in there for hours.
And with the sight, we can see when they go past when they're past us enough.
Wait, so it's a solid 8 feet, no space
There's pockets. It's like a lattice work all the way through, like a honeycomb almost. Because there's got to be a lot of struts and supports and insulation and all sorts of stuff. It's not a minor feat to build a city-encompassing dome.
Nope.
Since with the three elementals that are proxies with their elementals working on it, when they break through to one of those pockets, do they feel any resistance when those pockets are exposed?
Mm-hmm.
They do.
So that slows down the cutting.
Now, that's Julian thinking.
Right.
Do you notice and do you mention?
Yeah, how noticeable is it? Is it like a pretty solid, like, or is it more just like a, that was weird?
You know how sometimes when you're like sawing through wood, you hit knots that are harder than others?
That's naughty.
Yeah. Naughty wall.
Okay. Sam wouldn't mention it.
Would Archie?
No. I'm pretty preoccupied right now.
Would Jerr?
No.
Why are you preoccupied?
Thinking about what's about to happen.
What do you think is about to happen?
I'm here for my purpose, and I haven't fully explained what my role in it is. I just have explained that it's not a pleasant role.
Okay.
Fair enough.
So does the patrol pass?
Yes.
Sweet.
Okay, start cutting in earnest again.
Time passes.
Have we gotten through the wall yet?
As the sky starts to turn oranges and pinks and...
Aww.
Yeah, you break through just as the sun is beginning to rise. It's been a long night.
Yes.
And once you're in the town, what are your plans?
I think the center of the city, the Black House.
I'm trying to find...
You want to go straight to the Black House?
No! I think the first thought is finding Thursday to get bullets made.
We need rest. After all this.
I guess we should find a place to hunker down.
What do we see immediately?
I wasn't gonna ask that question. I was just like, he's like, you're in the town. Now what are you gonna do? I'm like, okay.
I mean,
yeah,
it's realistically. We need to know what's going on.
So what do we encounter once we get through the wall?
All right, Jeff.
You encounter
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
You encounter a Tyrannosaurus Rex covered in bees. It's like a ghost town.
Oh.
You can hear klaxons going off in the distance, and they sound like they're coming from really far away. You can smell, even though there's a lot of fresh air, you can smell like frozen chlorine. It's like this really astringent smell. Something you wouldn't have noticed previously. Like the smell of chlorine is just everywhere.
Yep.
But it was worse right after the dome crack in the first time. Now it's just permeating everything because the water in the aqua rail system was not drained out and it froze when the dome was breached further. You can see there's a lot of guard posts, there's sandbags, barbed wire over a lot of roads. You can see painted, splashed in red paint over windows of stores and hotels and office buildings. You can see words like North, words like for the council, other alternative versions excoriating the council. You see the image of the fire drakes painted on doors and windows, the sidewalks. You smell blood and waste. There's this tinge of grit and dust that just seems to want to trigger asthma every time you take a breath. There's this char that has just taken up residence in the backs of your throats. And it feels like you just smoked a pack and a half of cigarettes in 20 minutes without any of the pleasurable side effects. Roll perception, Archie. Go ahead and roll perception soon.
13.
8.
You see cats, dogs, licensed house pets dead in the street. It looks like they've been run over, stabbed, shot.
He's just giving you fuel to kill the council.
And also trying to point out something that your character would emotionally notice. If you went past the parts that you all have frequented, a lot of them look like they've been completely plowed under. All the trees are gone. All of the ponds have been drained. There are like soldiers camping on those open areas.
So it looks like a straight up winter apocalypse.
Yes.
Are there any flags in our vicinity?
You see several standards with the Fire Breaks logo.
Now, are those aside from military?
No.
Side by side,
They're mixed
military.
together.
They're mixed together? Okay. Any other symbols that we don't recognize?
2 hands with a caduceus in between.
A what? Oh, the hospital symbol?
Oh, you also see gears with fangs.
Oh, no! So is that the one that's closest to us? Like, what we come out of? What are we surrounded by, or what's the most
What section are we in? Middle
Yeah.
of?
There's a lot of bullet holes around where you are, so it looks like this area might be hotly contested.
Oh, so am I.
Wow.
So my
Filled with bullet holes?
No, contested. Contested.
Well,
Hotly
no. Go ahead and roll physique.
There's no symbols.
No real
around us.
symbols.
Okay.
It seems like this area is actually like you're seeing it just as much as one as the other. There's a jumble, and you can tell there's literally blood crusted in the gutters.
So who has or knows of the closest safe house?
Do we know of any safe house?
Not anymore.
I mean, we are closest to the chop shop, but we knew the fire drakes knew about the chop shop.
Yeah.
We're very close to that.
well, there's no harm in going to look at it,
We're also close to where Katari's apartment was.
Yes.
but we're also next to a bunch of downed buildings.
So we want to check the chop shop and see if there's
Still a basement.
or there might be a place with notification on where else to go next.
Hold on. This is Julian. He says, hold on. I just need to think for a second. Julian still has the sight. He's going to try and recall one of Katari's memories.
Okay.
One about the safe house.
Okay.
So, in doing that, he wants to walk himself through that memory and take note of any paperwork that was in that safe house. See if he can get a clue of other safe house locations that were within the city. That'd be an investigation roll.
Okay.
Go ahead, drop it.
Like it's hot.
Oh my gosh. 52. Taking it back.
That's a really good roll.
So, how much detail do I get with a 52?
I think you can paint with a very broad brush at this point.
All right, so something about this safe house that was already disclosed, that it was in West Consiglio. So this safe house, particular safe house, is nowhere near
Correct.
where we are. However, there is a map of their network, and there are a few red push pins in there, and also one blue push pin in there. So he's taking note of the red locations of the red push pins and the blue push pins, and something about this memory that I believe it was Jeff, you came up with this memory, was that it was a memory of Katari evacuating before this location was imploded. Now, something I wanted to see if I could throw in, and Jordan said it might be cool. Since Julian has the sight while he's recalling this memory, he notices as Katari is leaving, like running out the door, in the corner of the room, there's a faint blue glow of something. But since it's she was turning to run out the door, it's just that faint blue glow that sort of catches Julian's perception before Katari's on the run, and it implodes. Back to what everybody else was doing. Was everybody else kind of looking out around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is closest to Julian?
Everybody grab 2 dice.
Are we rolling them?
Yep.
7.
12.
10.
6.
Sam's closest to you.
Julian, coming out of that memory, staggers and looks like he stumbles a little bit, like out of nowhere. He was just standing still. He just kind of staggers, reaches out, grabs onto Sam to like catch himself, but in the process is going to now. Okay, in your unit, did you have any particular call sign?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there was any specific. There were other people who had call signs, but mostly it would have been like Darkness 1, Infiltrator, like people like that were particular to missions.
All right, so
Dark light.
Dark light. Was that my call sign?
Yeah.
All right. My call sign was dark light.
So in stumbling forward, Julian reaches out sort of to catch himself, and halfway does, sort of pauses in an awkward position for 1 second. Doesn't look at Sam at all, but just kind of in a soft, hushed voice says, "Nice catch, dark light," and then stumbles the rest of the way and falls on the ground.
Like you're out. Like you're...
No. It just stumbles,
yeah.
falls on the ground, pops right back up and says, "I know another safe house location."
Julian, you okay?
Yeah, I know another safe house location.
How do you know the safe house location?
It was in Katari's memories.
You have Katari's memories.
Some of them.
Some of them.
Just her memories? Like, how many of them?
There was just a handful of images that I saw briefly.
Okay.
Now Sam might have to take those shots at you personally.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just asking questions. All right. So how close is the safe house?
Well, that safe house is not anywhere near us. We're still closest to the chop shop.
Let's check out the
And
chop
the chop
shop.
shop is on the way to Thursdays.
Well, we need a place to hunker
Can I
down
see the
and get
map,
some rest.
please?
Yeah, that's about where we're at. So the chop shop.
And Thursdays is right near the military base.
Yeah.
All
Or
right.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows what Thursday is now?
And there also could be, like I said, it's possible the healing hands have left something at the chop shop directing any new.
And Healing Hands where to go next.
Yeah.
So were you going to the chop shop?
Yeah, we're going to Chop Shop. See if it's still there or what the situation is.
We're not just gonna barge in though.
No.
Yes. No. I would have
Stealth. Much stealth.
Yes.
Roll it like you got it.
I do.
We're rolling still.
It's on the
Sneak
reflexes.
Is there a target?
Ooh. I just rolled a 6 on my wall, died and another 6. 3.
I think we were very sneaky.
We are pretty sneaky. Most of us are pretty sneaky.
Maybe not Jerry.
So, what's the target?
I love the panicked look in your eyes. That's the target.
The panicked look. Well, you got the target.
Oh, you're safe.
Aaron, what'd you get?
23.
17.
31.
31. Jeff.
What is my target? I got an 8.
12.
Oh, that's worth it.
Alright.
One more time. There you go. 14.
18.
Okay. And Ellie, this is your first time at this location, if I remember correctly.
Is it still standing?
Yes, it is.
Is it still a butcher shop?
No. It is. The building is still there.
It's no longer a butcher shop?
It looks like it's been abandoned.
As we were approaching that area, any symbols denoting territory?
It's like an N with a line through it.
North.
Oh, that's a new one.
Neutral.
Any elementals in the area? Or is it still pretty abandoned?
Do you still have the site?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Elementals.
In the shop?
No, in the vicinity.
The neighboring buildings and such.
So he's going to relay that information. It's like, we're seeing more and more elementals in this area.
So nobody looking out windows or anything, right?
Nope.
Okay.
So it might be best to skirt on by and.
Doesn't appear to be anything in the shop.
Yeah, it might make it a good, safe place to rest.
What, do you want me to sneak in there first and.
How about in the building next to it?
It seems to have a few elementals in it.
Do you want me to sneak in and see if there's anybody inside and we can see if this is a decent place to at least hunker down for a little bit?
These three, especially, have been working hard all night. I mean, we might be able to not even go down to the basement. The chop shop itself is abandoned.
This is a multi-story building, so there's no such thing as a single-story building.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Should I start at the top or at the bottom?
How well can our thermovision see through walls?
I've answered that question.
Decently enough.
Okay.
Alright, so do we see any heat?
Yeah, can we see any heat in next door, inside the chop shop, or basement?
Next door, yes. Inside, no.
No.
Okay. So we go inside. Do we see anything in the basement? Looking down.
It does seem that like there are food wrappers, that kind of thing,
Well, I was talking about
with people.
heat
Oh, okay.
looking
No.
down into the basement. So,
You can kind of smell something though.
do I recognize the smell?
Go ahead and make a perception roll.
16.
Yeah, it smells like the print.
I think we'd be okay here for a little while. At least get a little bit of sleep.
Sleep in shifts
Shifts. Oh yeah, of course shifts.
with 2 people standing guard at each time.
Yes.
Do you relay that information about the ink?
Yeah. So I think the print shop is active.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see who's running this print shop.
But do we want them to just find
Find
us
us.
squatting here?
I don't think we do. So I think
No, but we might want
Right.
to at least know who's
I think-
running the shop.
I think
and
we should
for what
just
purpose.
stay in the chop shop itself.
How about we stay in the next floor up?
That works too.
The guard
On the chop
who's
shop.
standing watch is watching the chop shop with the basement door open.
That sounds
So
like
we
a
can
good
know-
plan.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
yeah.
Fair enough.
All right, you're taking first shift. I'm willing to.
I would think if it's all right, the people that did done the most work to get in here should be taking the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so it looks like it's Julian and Chime.
Yep.
Awake first.
Okay. So you go upstairs, and it looks like whatever they've been printing in the shop, they've been using like the rooms above the butcher shop also for storage. So there are some boxes of materials.
What do the materials say?
Exactly.
You open up one of the boxes, and inside is a whole bunch of posters, 3-tone grayscale, and it's an image of Chime North's face with the slogan "To End the Council."
Oh, dag.
Well, is there an X through my face, or?
Thank you so much for listening to Theater. Thank you for listening to Bone Throwers Theater. Our cast is Aaron, Ellie, Jeff, Jeremy, Johnny, and Jordan. We are releasing this podcast under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 3.0 Unported license. That means you can share the podcast, but please do not modify it or try to gain financially from it. If you would like to visit our website, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater.com. If you would like to send us an email, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater@gmail.com. Our Twitter handle is bonethrowerstheater. You can also look us up on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And until next time, may the bones fall ever in your favor. This has been a Nerd Circle podcast production.